Hi, welcome to this short briefing. We are going to speak about temperature correction during approach. As you know, the temperature has an effect on the barometric altitude used for the vertical positioning of an aircraft. In this briefing, we will review the basic concept of temperature effect on altitude measurement, the impact that low temperature has on Airbus aircraft, and the different way to manage temperature corrections. If the temperature is colder than the standard ISA temperature, the barometric altitude displayed on PFD is higher than the real altitude, so the aircraft flies lower than indicated on PFD altitude scale. For example, when the temperature is 30 degrees below the ISA at 2,000 feet above aerodrome level, the aircraft will be around 400 feet below the expected altitude. The effect of the temperature decreases with the altitude and is null on the ground. The temperature has an effect on all barometric altitudes. It includes the barometric minima and the go-around altitude. Depending on obstacle clearance, low temperature effect needs to be carefully understood and considered. There are two ways to manage vertical trajectory on Airbus aircraft. One using geometric reference and one using barometric reference. The following approaches have geometrical profile: ILS, GLS, and AirNav GNSS with LPV minima. AirNav GNSS with LPV minima are based on GPS augmented signals for the lateral and vertical guidance. At this time, LPV minima are only used by aircraft fitted with the SLS system installed in option in A350. For these approaches, no temperature corrections are needed for the guidance part in the final leg. If temperature correction is required on the intermediate segment, it has to be performed directly via the FCU. Pilot increases FCU altitude according to the intended correction. The interception of the final beam will occur at the extension of the final leg. For approaches based on barometric vertical profile, AirNav GNSS, RNP AR, VOR or NDB approaches, the temperature has an effect. If your aircraft is equipped with FMS landing system, FLS, used for straight approaches, it is easily manageable. Indeed, the FLS uses barometric data corrected in temperature for the final beam thanks to the ground temperature inserted in the perf approach page. You will use it the same way as an ILS. If you need more information on FLS function, you can have a look on the presentation from ILS to XLS concept, available on Airbus Win. However, final APP, APP-DES on A350 and Profile on A300 are not compensated in temperature. Let's have a look on final APP engagement conditions. APP-DES on A350 for RNP AR has the same logic. When armed, final APP engages when the aircraft reaches the final descent point within a given altitude window. If the aircraft is higher than the engagement window, final APP will not engage. Thus, if a manual correction via the FCU is performed on the intermediate segment, final APP may not engage. So now, according to your airline policy, how to manage low temperature corrections? It has to be studied on case-by-case basis for each procedure. Here are the basic rules. According to ICAO, when radar vectored is the initial and intermediate approach, the ATC is responsible of the obstacle clearance. As a consequence, no additional temperature correction is required. If you are not radar vectored, any temperature correction on the initial and intermediate segment must be done in accordance with the ATC. Secondly, do not make any modification of the altitude constraints in the final segment in the flight plan. The modification of constraints on the final descent point in the FMS could lead to altitude discrepancies and consequently possible guidance misbehavior. Moreover, modification of constraints on the final segment for AirNav GNSS, LNAV, VNAV, and RNPR is forbidden by EASA AirOps. For AirNav GNSS with LNAV, VNAV minima and RNPR that require a vertical managed guidance, a minimum OAT is defined to ensure obstacle clearance in the final segment. It does not cover the intermediate segment. In most cases, the obstacle clearance is also ensured on the intermediate segment down to the minimum OAT published. However, the Ops department of your airlines can check it on a case-by-case basis and may define a minimum OAT for the whole approach to also cover the initial and the intermediate segment if required. Discussions are ongoing on the ICAO to consider this minimum OAT for the whole approach from the IAF by the procedure designers. When the temperature is below the minimum OAT, the final approach cannot be flown in final APP or APP days for RNPR on S350. If installed, the FLS can be used to fly AirNav GNSS with LNAV VNAV minima in all temperature conditions, as it enables to compensate the temperature effect. For conventional approaches based on VOR, NDB, and AirNav GNSS with LNAV minima, the operator can define a minimum OAT for the whole approach, above which the approach can be flown without temperature correction, and so using final APP or profile on S300. When the temperature is below this mini OAT defined, the final approach cannot be flown using final APP or profile on S300. The approach should be flown in vertical selected guidance, FPA, with altitude corrections taken into account. Again, the FLS can also be used to fly these approaches in all temperature conditions, as it enables to compensate the temperature effect. As instructors, it is important to remind your trainees the impact that temperature may have on vertical trajectory in approach, especially for non-geometric approaches when FLS is not installed. Final APP, APP-DES or profile modes must not be used if temperature correction is required on the final leg. Selected guidance mode should be used as an alternative when it is permitted on the approach flown. When radar vectored on the initial or intermediate segment, the ATC is responsible of the obstacle clearance and no additional temperature correction is required. I hope you enjoyed this briefing on temperature correction, and I'll see you around for the next one.